Hi, I'm Alex. I'll be your interviewer slash host today for the Get to Know You. I have Holden here today to ask him a couple of quick, fast questions so he can respond back. I want you to be honest and answer with your heart.
Will do.
All right. Question one. If you could choose one food to eat for the rest of your life, what kind of food would that be and
Easy
why?
pizza.
Why is that?
I think you got some variety. In pizza, you could, you don't like crust or you're gluten free. You can do a pizza bowl. There's all kinds of different places make it different ways, right? So you got your Papa John's or your hometown classic. So I think you can get enough variety to switch it up. If it's not pizza, it's potatoes, because I think potatoes come in a lot of different forms.
Like a little nice spud?
Yep.
What kind of pizza do you like the most?
So I used to be big on like all meat, right? Just as much meat as we could get on the pizza. But one day my daughter and I ordered pepperoni pizza from Hometown Classic. And I've been pepperoni ever since. So.
All right. Next question. What would be your survival plan for a zombie apocalypse?
I'll probably just die. I'm not, trained for anything militant, so I don't own guns. I don't, right? So maybe run and hide. I don't know. I know some people who might be able to protect me. So yeah, I'm probably a goner.
Who would you bring with you to that apocalypse?
Probably my son. He plays a lot of video games, so he actually went over to Highsmith the other day and was shooting some guns and showed me his results. They were pretty good. So if I could pick anybody that I thought might be able to protect me, it'd be my son.
That makes sense. What kind of sports did you do when you were a kid?
So growing up, when I was real young, I played 5 sports. Played football, baseball, basketball, wrestled, and ran track. Once I got to high school, I kind of had to cut back. So I played football, wrestled, and played baseball in high school at Lawrence Central High School. Got to college, I cut it back again. I played 2 sports my first year, football and wrestling. And that was just a little much for me, and I'm obviously not very big. So kind of gave up the football sophomore year and just wrestled. So played a lot.
Is that why you went into coaching as well?
So I went into coaching. Interestingly, as a public teacher, I was homeschooled. My mom was my teacher, and my dad coached all my sports. So I just kind of, I'm not sure if it's a real popular thing to say, but my parents were my heroes. I wanted to be just like my dad, and my mom's a saint. So I thought early on I wanted to be like them, and being a teacher and a coach would be kind of a cool thing. So it was just kind of always the route I took.
Would you say they're your idols?
Absolutely, 100%.
How's your family? Like kids, wife? Tell me about them.
So married. We just celebrated our 22nd wedding anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. My son Zeke is a junior at Ball State. He went, and his girlfriend from high school went, so I'm just going to mention Maddie Stevens. If anybody knows her, she's from around here. She's pretty much part of the family now. And then my daughter just left for Louisiana. She's going to play college volleyball and study culinary at Nicholls State University down there. So had our first big scare with the hurricane stuff coming through, so we were calling her up and seeing how that was going. So then we have a dog, Frankie, so we always include her in everything. I tell everybody, I was 4th favorite for my wife a few weeks ago, and then my daughter left, my son left. Now it's just me and the dog, and so I'm 2nd favorite now. So it's getting better every day.
What kind of dog breed is it?
A mutt. I think a little bit of husky, a little bit of I don't know, maybe some pit bull or some kind of more flat-nosed dog. So we don't know. We got her from a rescue, so she's pretty awesome.
If you were a dog, what kind of dog do you think you would be?
Husky.
Husky,
100%. Yep.
Why would that be it?
I like the different color eyes. I had a husky growing up. They're, obviously it's all in the training, but they're kid friendly, but they'll be protectors too. So I just think they're neat dogs.
I know they're hard to train. We used to have a husky named Xena, which means princess in German.
Yep.
And she had different color eyes. She's beautiful.
Yep.
But we had to get rid of her because she chewed up every single cord in the house.
Yep.
And it was a struggle. What do you think you would do outside of school? Like, what kind of opportunities do you think you would exceed in outside of school as well?
So you mean recreationally?
Yeah, like
So
outside coaching.
yeah, so we don't. My wife and I think, are pretty unique. My wife teaches and owns a business, so she's generally working till 11:30 at night. I'm generally here till 8 o'clock at night, so I get home at 8:30. So we don't do a lot outside of teaching, and for me, coaching, and she makes ceramics. So we don't do a lot. We don't own a boat or an RV or do any of that. Our recreational time has been spending time with our kids. Both my kids were in sports. They were both in musicals, both in the choir, show choir. So they kept us pretty busy. So now we're kind of learning, what do we like to do together, and we haven't done that in a long time. So just kind of learning that dating system again with my wife is pretty interesting, because we can do anything, right? We can do anything now. So it'll be fun to see what we end up doing.
How do you like Eastern Hancock?
So I love Eastern. I'll never take anything away from Greenfield Central. It was my home for 21 years. There's great people there. They treated me well. But coming out here is just a different thing. It's, the people, you walk in the building and everybody's, they act like they want to be there, and it's an exciting place to be. And, I think people work really hard to be, the best, right? We want to be the best. And, we were voted, whatever it was, I don't know the exact thing, but one of the best places to work in America. And I think it is that, and it's the people who do that. Walking in and seeing people who are supportive. Had one of the employees in the school comes down to the middle school gym the other day and said, "I just want to tell you what a great job you're doing." She didn't have to do that. And to tell you the truth, I wasn't feeling like I was doing too great of a job that day. So it meant a lot. And those are just the kind of people we have here. The students are great. My athletes are coachable. So it's a great place to be. And I feel blessed to have, I don't even know the word, if lucked into it is the right word, but to have had this job open and to have applied and to have gotten this job it's an unbelievable blessing. So it was a great choice for me and my family. I'm hoping I can make people proud and take this program to a level where people are proud to be a part.
Last question. All right. You said coaching and being able to coach the students and all that easily. What would you say would be the hardest thing when it comes to having to teach and coach teenagers?
Sixth grade boys.
Is it 100%. Like the attitude, the lack of effort?
So, no, it's, I taught middle school my first 5 years of teaching. I moved to the high school. When you teach in the high school level, generally speaking, if a teacher says, "Hey, here's what we're going to do today," the majority can self-motivate, self-direct, and sixth grade boys aren't that way. So it's, a constant fight to get in your seat or stop touching him or, listen to the directions. And it is a very different animal teaching at the middle school level that I'm kind of trying to get back in the swing of things. So they need a lot of structure that high school kids don't need, because they're self-directed. So, but it's fun, right? It's a challenge. It's at the end of the day, a kid telling you that you made a difference for them, or you helped them do whatever it was that they were trying to do. Because in the long run, teachers aren't here to get you to do what we want you to do. We're really here to get you to be able to do what you want to do. And when you have kids, who are thankful for a teacher who can do that, it's really awesome. So it's challenging, but it's rewarding too.
I know I said last question. I got one more.
Okay.
All right. So you were talking about your teaching and with the students and the honor it is and all that. How would you say your coaching is at Eastern? Like, what kind of students and all that do you look out for that are good leaders, and what kind of, like, how would you discipline and all that kind of stuff? Like, as a coach, you obviously have to discipline.
Sure.
Deal with attitude.
I think coaching is different than teaching, only in that you have more opportunity to build relationships. Right. So if I have you for 90 minutes and we're supposed to be working and learning for 90 minutes, it's hard for us to build a personal relationship. With your athletes, there's much more time after practice. You're in the locker room, your team meals, the bus rides. There's a lot more time to get to know people on a personal level. And I think if you do that right as a coach, you don't have to have a lot of discipline. As far as, I need to discipline a kid, I need to run a kid, or I need to, do those things. I think the relationship is what dictates the behavior of the student athlete.
All right. Well, obviously you're a good father, you're a good coach, a good teacher. Even though you just started on your teaching, everyone already knows you're
Appreciate
a good teacher. I think that's all we have for you today. I hope you have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you,
Appreciate
everyone.
it.